Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Naomi.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see.
Today I wanted to make a video about curly hair tips. These are the tips I've been using ever since I decided to start transitioning from heat damaged hair to my natural curly hair now. This is what I've been doing from the beginning ever since I started, so I wanted to share my tips and my tricks, and all these tips that I will mention today are for anyone with curly hair. Even those with straight hair can take a bit of information from this, but yeah, mostly for my curly hair girls and boys. Okay, so number one, this is what I've been doing from the very beginning, especially when you're transitioning. This is really important for those that are transitioning from heat damaged hair. What is refrain from high heat. It also goes for like using hair dryers or hair blowers, straightening or hair curling. So refrain from high heat, especially if you're diffusing your hair. You want to start off with cool heat before you do start using high heat. In the shower most especially, don't be using such hot water to wash out the products or shampoo, wash out the shampoo conditioner in your hair, because that does cause a lot of frizz, especially at the back of the hair. You know, if you're noticing that at the back of your hair is like really frizzy or just like there's not as much moisture, it's probably because you're always leaving your hair in the hot running water, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's kind of why your back of your hair will always be really fuzzy. Number two is don't fluff dry your curly hair. So when you get out of the shower, don't just fluff dry your curly hair, because that really does cause so much more frizz. Also really ruin your curly hair pattern. So that goes on to my next tip, which is don't towel dry your hair. Towel drying your hair is just that the fabric on the towels can just really cause frizzy hair. No matter whatever technique you try to dry your hair with, using normal towels aren't the best for curly hair. Instead is a cotton shirt. I just use any old cotton shirt, just anyone I don't really use anymore. I just use that, and when I dry my hair with a cotton shirt, I scrunch dry my hair. I'm not fluffing it out either. I don't use microfiber towels. If you don't know what microfiber towels are, they're towels like these that have little, if you can see, they're like little, I don't know, but the fabric isn't as tough as a normal towel. But I still don't use this just because it still really does cause a lot of frizz for my hair, especially if you have type 2 or type 3 hair. Type 2 and type 3, it's really easy to manipulate our hair type, and so it can easily cause frizz with just microfiber towels. So number 4 is water is definitely gonna be your best moisturizer. Going with that, the last rinse in the shower should be cold water, because normally when you take a shower you're using really hot or warm water, and especially that gets onto your hair, that can cause frizziness, and so you want to do a quick rinse with cooler water. It doesn't have to be anything extremely cold, but just definitely cooler water, because cold water is what's gonna really lock in the moisture in your hair. Hotter water can easily absorb into the hair and just create frizz, and so using cooler water, it will really lock in all that moisture, especially when it comes to putting in products into your hair. Is using a silk pillow when you sleep. So I don't have a silk pillow of my own, but I use a silk bonnet. So a silk bonnet's just anything like that. It just kind of goes on top of your head. I tie my hair into a bun and then I wrap my hair in it. I use the silk side, so I kind of turn this inside out and use the silk side. But I use that. It helps to not create any frizz in my hair as well, because a normal cotton pillow, that can definitely cause frizz. Especially once your hair is already dry, they can definitely cause frizz. And so using anything silk, a silk pillow, a silk bonnet, can really help really stop all this frizziness, all this frizzy stuff. So I am thinking of actually getting a silk pillow, just because silk bonnets, they do come off when I'm sleeping, and so I definitely suggest getting a silk pillow. For those that have type 2 or type 3 hair, if you don't know what it is, I'm actually thinking of making a video about that. Type 2 or type 3 here is just about different curl pattern. Type 2 or type 3 here, you want to be using light creams or light leave-in conditioners, so not your really heavy thick creams that are very heavily protein based. Those type of creams are for girls with type 4 hair. So type 4 hair is something like this, that out their hair, it will easily bounce back. In kitchen, their hair is so incredible. Yeah, so those thick products are definitely for them, just because they do need that extra moisture. Whereas for type 2, type 3 hair, all we need is light creams, light leave-in conditioners. When you use such heavy products on your curly hair, it can easily weigh down your curls, and that's why you can end up having such like string like or wavy like hair rather than like ringlet type hair. And so I used to be doing that in the past. I used to use really heavy type products, and there's just been a really huge difference to my curly hair now as to back then. I might insert a picture right here. Yeah, so my hair used to be really just like droopy, and like it looked as if my curls just weren't there, like my curls have just given up. Not all products that people hype up or YouTubers hype up for your hair. You have to look for products that are specifically for your hair type. Number 7, we're also using the right diffuser. Now if you don't diffuse your hair, that's fine. If you do the whole wash and go, that's totally up to you. A lot of people either use diffusing or they use the wash and go. So I use diffusing now. I definitely love using diffusers on my hair because it makes my hair much more defined, or my curls are much more defined as they were before. And so yeah, I use a diffuser. Using the right diffuser is actually really important. You don't want to be using a diffuser that has the that its spikes are like, I'll insert a picture right here, but the spikes are like in the diffuser. Your hair can easily just be played around, and then it can just easily cause a lot of frizz. But rather pick a diffuser that has its spikes pointing up, because that it can easily like really cup your hair, and also I feel like it can actually properly define and dry your hair at the same time. I'm using an old diffuser right now. I am planning on getting a new one. I can't show you which one I have because it's just so old. It's not even in stores or on the market anymore. What I see with a lot of people that like do curly hair, and they don't do this well, but when it comes to applying products on your hair, on your curly hair, your hair needs to be wet. You're up in a towel or in a cotton shirt, and you did your makeup, you put on clothes, and now you notice that your hair has gone a bit drier. So what you want to do is re-wet your curls. Get a spray bottle and re-wet your curls, so that when you put because putting products on dry hair, your hair isn't going to absorb the products as nicely as find yourself having to use so much products that your hair is properly saturated, when really you don't have to do that. All you have to do is re-wet your hair and apply the products, because when you re-wet your hair is going to easily take in that moisture as well. Don't apply too much products. So I used to do this in the past, where I would apply so much products because I felt like I wasn't putting in enough, because I felt like my hair was just so thick. But actually my hair isn't actually that thick at all. It's just the curls that they just lay on top of one another. But my hair is actually quite thin. Don't apply too much products, as that can also really weigh down your curls as well. So you should always start applying with small amounts and then build up wherever you haven't properly saturated on your hair. Last tip is don't smoosh your products into your roots. So what I mean is like trying to massage the products into your roots, because that can also be the reason why your hair is flat rather than them being bouncy or like full of volume. Because when you smoosh the products into your hair, that your roots are going to be really greasy. You can also end up neglecting drying there, just because of how greasy you feel like it needs to be more moisturized there. So when you apply curly products, you should be starting from, you can start somewhere close to roots. I personally start quite close to my roots, like around here, but I'm not smushing it in. I'm only starting from here and then bringing them down. Also really important to moisturize the ends of your curls because they are the oldest parts of your hair, and it's also what will fully make out the curly hair pattern in your hair. So yeah, those are my tips for curly hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am planning on making more curly hair videos. I'm thinking of making what's your hair type of video. For those who don't really understand that, I want to kind of talk through it. I forgot to do this in my last video, but please subscribe, please hit the like button, press the bell notification and subscribe. In the comment section more videos you want to see so I can give it to you. Anyways, thank you for watching.